Ever wondered how a solid, flavorful block of cheese comes from plain old milk? It's not magic, just some of the oldest, most fascinating chemistry on the planet. Milk is a mild, sweet liquid, while cheese can be hard, soft, or even stinky enough to clear a room. Yet, cheese is simply milk's next act. This transformation is a tradition thousands of years old, born from happy accidents and now perfected by science. Ancient people discovered that leaving milk in an animal's stomach pouch led to something amazing. Without knowing, they were using enzymes and bacteria to preserve milk. They turned a perishable liquid into a portable, nutrient-dense food. Today, we understand the process, but the magic remains. Cheese making is all about control, directing proteins, fats, and sugars with temperature, salt, and microbes. Every step, from warming the milk to aging in caves, is a deliberate choice shaping texture, aroma, and flavor. So, grab a glass of milk for comparison, and let's dive into the science behind cheese's delicious transformation. We'll break down the journey from milk molecules to the complex flavors of Gruyere and Gouda. By the end, you'll see the cheese counter as a library of edible science experiments. Let's begin milk's great escape into the world of cheese. Before we make cheese, let's see what's in milk. Think of it as a bustling city, mostly water, but packed with proteins, fats, sugars, and minerals. The stars of cheesemaking are proteins and fats. Casein proteins float in bundles called micelles. These are our builders. Whey proteins are loners, mostly left behind in the liquid. We're after the casein. It forms the solid structure of cheese. Fat exists as tiny globules, flavor bombs waiting to be released. The amount of fat determines if a cheese is creamy like Brie or crumbly like Parmesan. Fat is key for mouthfeel and flavor, especially as it breaks down during aging. Lactose, milk's main sugar, is food for bacteria that turn it into lactic acid, a crucial step in cheesemaking. Minerals, especially calcium, act as the glue holding casein together. So, proteins give structure, fat brings flavor, sugar fuels microbes, and minerals hold it all together. These are the building blocks we'll transform. Now that we know our materials, let's get to work. Milk is more than just a drink. It's a chemistry set waiting to be reassembled. Every component has a role in the final cheese. Understanding milk is the first step to understanding cheese. Let's see how these parts come together. Time for the first big move, curdling. This is where milk splits into curds and whey. The goal? Get casein proteins to tangle up, trapping fat and some water in a gel-like curd. The rest, mostly water, whey proteins, and lactose, becomes liquid whey. There are two main ways to curdle milk: acid or rennet. Add lemon juice or vinegar, and the acid makes casein clump together. Great for fresh cheeses like paneer or ricotta. But for most cheeses, we use rennet, an enzyme that snips casein, making it sticky so it forms a strong, elastic network. Rennet-set curds are firm and can be cut, stirred, and heated, perfect for cheeses that need aging. The strength of the curd lets cheesemakers control moisture and texture. Whether by acid or rennet, we've turned liquid milk into solid curds and liquid whey. This is the foundation for every cheese, from mozzarella to cheddar. Now, the real sculpting begins. The transformation from milk to curd is the first step in cheese's journey. Let's see how we shape it next. With curds in a vat of whey, the next step is cutting them, a crucial move that controls moisture. Cut curds small for hard cheeses like Parmesan. Keep them large for creamy cheeses like Camembert. After cutting, curds are gently heated and stirred, squeezing out more whey and firming up the texture. The higher the temperature, the drier and firmer the cheese. Swiss cheeses are cooked hotter for that elastic bite. Soft cheeses are barely warmed. The cheesemaker checks texture constantly, aiming for just the right bounce. Once ready, the whey is drained, leaving a pile of curds. For some cheeses, like fresh curds, that's almost it. For most, the curds are pressed together, forming a single wheel. The shape and moisture set the stage for everything that follows. Now, we add salt, cheese's unsung hero. Salt isn't just for flavor. It preserves, dries, and shapes cheese. It draws out moisture, firms up the texture, and forms a protective rind. Salt also manages microbes, letting good bacteria thrive while keeping bad ones out. In hard cheeses, salt is often added by soaking wheels in brine, creating the perfect texture for aging. Salt even affects protein structure, making some cheeses crumbly and others stretchy. Every salty bite is a sign of salt's hard work behind the scenes. Without salt, cheese wouldn't last or taste nearly as good. It's the final touch before aging begins. Now the real magic. Microbes take over. Bacteria, yeasts, and molds are the artists behind cheese's flavors and aromas. Starter cultures, good bacteria, are added to milk to eat lactose and make lactic acid, helping curdle milk and preserve cheese. These bacteria stick around, breaking down fats and proteins into flavor compounds during aging. Non-starter microbes add character. Blue cheeses get Penicillium roqueforti. Soft cheeses get a fluffy white rind from Penicillium camemberti. Washed rind cheeses are bathed to encourage bacteria that create bold, funky aromas. Each microbe is a tiny flavor factory, transforming bland curd into a masterpiece. The blend of microbes is a cheesemaker's secret weapon. Microbes shape every cheese's unique taste and texture. Without them, cheese would be boring. With salt and microbes in place, cheese enters aging, affinage, where the real transformation happens. Enzymes break down proteins into peptides and amino acids, unlocking savory, umami flavors. Some amino acids form crystals, giving aged cheeses their signature crunch. Lipases break down fats into fatty acids, creating sharp, nutty, or even fruity notes. The balance of these breakdowns gives each cheese its unique aroma and taste. Temperature, humidity, and time all influence which flavors develop. A creamy Havarti and a sharp cheddar start the same but diverge through aging. Every bite of aged cheese is a taste of controlled decomposition. The longer the aging, the deeper and more complex the flavor. This is where cheese becomes truly special. Time is cheese's secret ingredient. As cheese ages, moisture evaporates, concentrating flavors and changing texture. Enzymes keep working, breaking down proteins and fats for months or even years. Young cheeses are mild and creamy. Aged ones become sharp, nutty, and complex. Hard cheeses develop crunchy crystals, a sign of well-aged perfection. The affineur, or cheese ager, carefully controls temperature and humidity, turning and tending each wheel. Deciding when a cheese is ready is an art form. The patient wait is what elevates cheese from simple food to culinary treasure. Every cheese's journey is shaped by time. The result? A spectrum of flavors and textures, all from the same humble milk. That's the magic of aging. We've traveled from milk to cheese step by step. Now, when you see Brie, Parmesan, or blue cheese, you'll know the science and art behind each bite. Every cheese tells a story of proteins, fats, microbes, and time. Cheese-making blends chemistry and intuition, tradition and innovation. Understanding the process only deepens your appreciation. So, be curious. Try something new. Ask questions at the cheese counter. Remember, you're tasting the result of milk's greatest transformation. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's a piece of Stilton calling my name.